we can mention in brief that, and also before that, I'll just mention the statement of the former Chief Minister Shri N. Biren Singh and the former ministers, his name is Mr. Biswajit Singh. They are these claim that in 2027 they will get thumping majority. These around 40 seats will get by BJP in the next 2027 election. It is a funny statement. Now still we have time, and it is around 1.5 years left, and if the BJP want to form the government, they can form the government. After this lifting this president rule, they can form the government. Why they are not forming the government? Why they are not giving this popular government in the state? It is question to the BJP. So due to the failure and due to this absence of administrations in the last many years, the present situation in Manipur is this. And again another thing, the honorable former ministers elected to the MPs is in fact is a funny. This is also funny that these two MP, and we have our Congress 2 MPs, but the responsibility of the popular government and the BJP, even this president rule is also BJP president rule. It is directly controlled by the central government, and this is their responsibility to bring peace and normalcy in the state. And they are blaming to the Congress party as the MPs of Manipur. So in fact it is restless, and it's become this childish statement, and it is not that we want, it's not that the people of Manipur want. So in fact, if they are a very responsible person, they should take a responsibility, they should initiate dialogues between the communities, and they should effective enforcement of the constitutional maxims. That should be their responsibility. It's not the responsibility of the MP. But one thing I want to say is this: after this violence of 3rd May 2023, the then BJP MP and the Rajya Sabha MP, there were no single voice in the parliament. That's why the people of Manipur is their nation, and for that reason, the two MPs elected from Congress, because of their negligence, and there is no voice. There was no voice in the parliament. That's why people got angry and they voted to the Congress MPs. So that is the reason. And but how can two MP and 5 Congress MLA can bring peace in the state? But it is the whole responsibility of the present government and the central government. They should remind him, and they should check what they said about this thing. And instead of that, we are experiencing during the popular government, they do not maintain the law and order. They are failure. We are this experience. And after this president rule, so there is no much of development so far, and there is no free movement, and there is no the fundamental rights that enshrined in the constitution. The people are suffering a lot. The IDPs in the relief camp still they are facing this huge problem, and even they are not they don't have the ideas that how much they got their relief materials from the central government, the state government. They are not exposed and they are not transparent, and the people of the IDPs are asking, and even in the RTI they are not giving replies for many months. And this is the demand of the RTI activists that how many of the beneficiaries are there, and how much of beneficiaries are there in the IDPs and what are the funds that are provided by the central government is that is still not understood by the IDPs, those who are living in the relief camp. So our demand is the series of violations of the constitutions by this present government. We demand that during the popular government there was no administration, and after this imposition of the president is more or less the same. That is why Congress party demand dissolution of the assembly, because they failed to form the government, they failed to ambition the government, they felt guilty. They are violating the constitution of India. Peoples are suffering alone. The youths are roaming in here, very unrest in the situation. The youths are in very unrest at the moment, and that is why we demand fresh election. So let's see if they have the guts. If the former minister have the guts, then dissolve the assembly. Discuss with your central ministers and Mr. Modi, and let us dissolve the assembly and do fresh election. This is our demand. If they have the guts. So this is what everything is the whatever you have stated, people know. And instead of blaming to the Congress party and MPs and MLAs, in fact it's nonsense. And so do your responsibility and discuss this high command and do the report for the people of Manipur. We want peace to restore. We want development. Where has gone the development programs for the last many years? There was no development program in 2021-22. There was no program in 2023, 24, 25 is still lasting in this. After this president rule, the budget was passed in parliament and there was no signs of these reflections of the development program in the budget. So how the people of Manipur feel, and if there is no reflected the development programs and no development programs in the budget, in the major departments like PWD, Water Resources Department, PISD, Public Health Engineering Department, minor irrigation for the agriculture, then if there were no program, then what is the meaning, what is the need of this government? Why you are collecting taxes for the people if there is no development at all? This also we want to ask to this government. We want to ask to the central government, and we want to ask this president to come. So these are the things that the people suffering a lot. But in the last, I just want to read a little about the present failure series of violations of constitution in the state by the former government, by the last government, popular government, and after this present rule, PR government. So now the failures, the violations of the provisions in the constitutions, peoples are facing, peoples know, the educated peoples know, the general peoples know. Now the financial crisis is a very serious issue in the state. Poor become poorer, rich become richer. So how you are going to tackle this gap? Equality in the provisions, in the preamble of the constitution, we have now equality in economy. There should be equality, poor people and the rich people. That is provided in the constitution. Now, poor become poorer, rich become richer. because you failed your scheme. You failed your own central fund, state fund, no development program. So poor people who need small schemes, but they are not getting. Whereas has gone the NRGS. Why you decrease the voices? Why you decrease the number of voices? Why you decrease the material component? These are all questions that you felt under your government. And whereas all these, the provision of constitutions in regards the freedom of movement. So far, 718 days is gone. I think more than 85 is going to be 85. It's more than 2 years. So one community cannot go to other area, another community cannot go to other area. Is it this free movement exists in the state of Manipur? No. Is it not this violations of the constitution? What is the fundamental rights? It's no more. You always try to pass laws in the parliament and the state assembly to disturb the minorities. Is that the provision of the constitution? So these all these series of violations in the constitution of India by this government. Whereas all the promises that you made in 2017 and 2014 in the center, Modi promised 2 crore jobs in every year. Whereas what that job? Very easy and episode you made a strong statement in 2017. Just after the outtaking, you made that you promised to the people that you will provide 1.5 lakhs jobs in every year. What is that promise? Is that commitment made to the people? No, so far no. So these are the series of failure of the promises, and you see the law and order. You committed yourself that you fail the law and order. You seek the apology from the people that the intelligence have been failed for the last 15 months. So even the intelligence department did not give the information to the Home Minister, the then Chief Minister. So whose mistake is this? Whose failure is this? Is it this the failure of the Congress MLA? No. This was the failure of the then Chief Minister's Home Minister. Chief Minister is Home Minister. So why blame to the Congress MP, Congress MLAs? It is quite baseless that you also think over that. Whether you charge the Congress is right or not, you think over that. So you see law and order, the frequent of violence. Who should control that? There is the whole responsibility of the government, popular government, and after the BJP government, after the presidential government. So many of these illegal checkpoints were set up. So during your popular government, public lynching in some areas that was occurred. So who was the responsibility during that time? Is there any evidence that Congress created these issues? No. That was the responsibility and the handiwork of the BJP government.